in a.
Isn't this really good? Isn't this actually good as fuck for Mamdani from Staten Island? That's crazy. He's like 2,000 behind Cuomo in Staten Island. Wait, are white men? Dude, white men are kind of goated. What the fuck? Dude, white men rise up. Oh my Lord. That's like, what does he have? Like a cop constituency? What the fuck is this? White men rise up? What? Dude, white guys are back? What's happening? That's crazy. That is crazy. White men are going to save us. Okay, let's chill on the white man
said in the last debate.
Listen, if Zoran wins with the white man vote, trust me, I'm never stopping. Okay, it's white boy summer, it's jihad summer, but it's white male jihad summer. Okay,
pumped a ton of money in Cuomo's direction in a short amount of time. Could we see something like that happen to Mayor Adams potentially in the general?
Oh, absolutely. And we can think about the role of President Trump in this case, who may well endorse and not endorse the Republican Curtis Sliwa, who doesn't stand much of a chance in this case unless something tectonic changes in the election. We know that there's already been a relationship largely around immigration enforcement. So that's a dynamic to look at too. That could bring both benefits and difficulties in electoral terms, because Donald Trump is not popular in this city. So that remains very much to be seen as we roll into the general election phase after tonight.
Yeah, very interesting, very exciting. David Birdsell, we have to leave the conversation there, but
the entire Zoran voting blog is basically white boys who say inshallah. Okay. White boys who say inshallah are up big this year. Okay. This is what it is. This is the method. I didn't even realize.
Standing by. Kelly.
That's right. We're still waiting on the candidate to get here. The speaker, she should be here shortly. But we are joined by our top and most visible supporter, the Attorney General, Letitia James.
I just voted. Okay. Slasher, our anti-Semitism correspondent. He's my Jacob Kornbluth. Slasher, who is my very own Jacob Kornbluth style Forward magazine correspondent, reporting live from New York City, which is now under the guidance of the Gestapo. He says, just voted for my boy Zoran before polls close. A dozen Schomburg cars have immediately surrounded my apartment on the Upper West Side. I'm scared for white boy summer.
Still young, but he is winning. And again, it really represents the excitement that I saw on the streets all throughout the city of New York.
Wait, what?
And I
Andrew
haven't
Cuomo
seen
got
this
0 votes in
since
this dump?
Barack
That doesn't make any
Obama ran
sense.
for president of these United States, when the community in the streets was shut down all over the city with young people shouting for change. And that's what they want. Listen, just like those young people, and I'm not, obviously I'm a mature woman, I do not, and I reject fear. And there was a lot of fear politics that were injected into this race, and it's unfortunate. And what's so great about this is that New Yorkers rejected fear, and that we will not be divided. And I can assure everyone who is concerned about his platform, that I'm going to do my very best to bring everyone together so that we all can be respected.
Call it early total
regardless
victory.
of your race, your ethnicity,
That's
or your
enough.
religion.
I've seen enough.
We're one
No more votes should be collected, I think. Stop counting. We got enough votes. We got enough votes. Stop the count. It's fine. There's not enough. Guys, I'm going to make the boss call right now. We should just stop counting. Okay, everybody, how about we just stop counting right now? What do you guys think? Come on. It sounds like a good idea. Come on. This is a good amount of vote. Dude, come on. This is a good amount of people that have voted. Why do you need 1 million plus people voting? That's too many votes. Okay? I think we should just stop it right here. How about let's let bygones be bygones. It doesn't matter if other people don't get to have their vote counted. This seems like the best possible outcome. I think everyone will be comfortable. That's what I'm thinking. What are you guys thinking? Seems good, right? You should look at this if you want hopium overload. Mamdani in Manhattan at 39% with 51% scanners reported. Zoran lead growing with E-Day. The 18% Lander in RCV is a nightmare for Cuomo. Lander at 18%. Holy fuck. Cuomo at Cuomo at 34% at 65,392 votes. Okay, it's just fine though. Guys. This is a good amount. This is a healthy amount of voting. This is a healthy amount of voting that has taken place. I think we need to call it here. We need to let bygones be bygones. Like, I'm doing a Dave Wasserman, but this time I'm saying, like, you know, stop counting. Stop counting. This is good. This is a good amount of counting. Another dump has hit the Twin Towers.
And why she is a primary candidate tonight. We'll hear from
I
her
don't
a
see
little
it.
bit later. Back to you, Meryl.
Okay, thanks very much, Kelly. And we've been looking at the numbers, Courtney Gross, I mean, we're over the 50% number, meaning more than half of the vote for mayor is in at this point. What patterns are you seeing?
So we're going borough by borough.
Okay,
Just
well,
updated
we
on my
don't know that
screen
yet.
here, but you know,
I'll only figure out if Mamdani actually has a real shot at winning if these guys start panicking. Okay, that's the best possible way to fucking figure out if Zoran Mamdani has a good shot at winning here. Once they start hitting the, oh my God, they're gonna assassinate every single one of us like Pol Pot style for wearing glasses and being counter-revolutionary. Only then will I know Zoran Mamdani is actually
is quite interesting
he's got
to me,
this in the
especially
bag.
when you go and you dig into some of the more the demographic data in some of these districts. I'm thinking about Harlem. That is a community.
Well, they
was
mentioned
in
Sharia
Harlem
law.
with Andrew Cuomo a few weeks
9/11.
ago, covering an endorsement by Governor David Patterson and the former assemblyman for that district, Keith Wright. And I'm looking at the assembly district for 71. And Zoran Mamdani has double the number of votes of Andrew Cuomo in that district. That to me shows that even though the polling has shown that perhaps Zoran Mamdani was not doing well with black voters and 50% of black voters were in Andrew Cuomo's camp, that maybe there was a demographic shift and there ended up being more black voters in Mamdani's camp. Of course, preliminary numbers, 50% still need to come in. Cuomo was doing very well on Staten Island, like we heard the Attorney General say, who's digging clearly into these numbers as we do as well. And he's doing well in the Bronx, which we've seen from the polling that is turning out to be the case.
Well, you know, as they say, it gets late early around here. The percentage of scanners at this point is over 2/3. If this is a basketball game, we'd be in the third quarter, midway through the third quarter. There's going to be a shrinking amount of time and a shrinking number of votes. And as you know, we knew that, and as we've told our audience, whoever gets to 50% first is the winner. So this lead that we've been looking at since the first numbers came in shortly after 9 shows Zoran Mamdani about 7 points away from 50% and victory. Andrew Cuomo, again, we're expecting numbers to come in for
You
him.
can say
but
6. It's
when you
43.8. Come on, don't be fucking stingy.
going
It's 6
2 to
points.
1 for Mamdani, that is striking, and that is telling, and that could tell the story.
Yeah, originally when we first got that
Mamdani
first
up
tranche of
21 in
voters
Brooklyn.
coming, or early votes
60%
coming in, there was a
scanners
10-point
reported,
lead.
hitting
Mamdani had 9 or 10
without
points, and
ranked
now
choice
that's
voting.
shrunk to
Zoran winning
about 8
precincts in
points.
Bensonhurst and
But
Dyker Heights.
He's at 43.8% of the vote right now, and
That's
like you said, it
crazy.
just takes 50%
Oh my God,
plus
the
1.
podcast
You know,
vote,
we have
dude. Oh my
about
God, I am
40%,
so
30.
Dude, I joked. I said the podcaster vote was insignificant. It was inconsequential. I was wrong, okay? It's got all the motion, okay? Nick Mullen left, rise up. It's actually real. It's the podcast is real. All the boys, they got together, the Chapos, the Truanons, the Come Towns of the world. This community as well, I think, is like in the podcast circuit as well. I did not realize that Brooklyn was the crown jewel of New York. I had no idea, okay? I did not know it was like that.
Hey there, Errol, and I'm with State Senator Gustavo Rivera from the Bronx, who is a Mamdani supporter. He also serves with him in the state legislature.
I do not
although
see a
in
scenario
the
where Zoran
opposite
Mamdani will
chamber.
not be the Democratic nominee
in
to
the
come.
upper house,
Ranked choice
correct.
voting final
now,
round.
you've been out
Stop.
with Mamdani on the campaign
Stop.
trail, and now we're seeing just in the early reporting that Mamdani looks like he's ahead of Andrew Cuomo. What do you think made a difference within the final days of this campaign?
The thing that made the difference in the final days of the campaign is the same thing that made the difference from the beginning of the campaign. This has been an incredibly well-run campaign. The message discipline has been, I mean, just second to none because it has been a consistent thing. How do we connect with people's lives? How do we change people's lives? How do we make our city more affordable? That is a message that cuts across the board. And these are early numbers, but they're positive. And
Bro, I have not let myself. Believe because I've been let down so much. Okay, I have been let down so much, as many of you have as well. I mean, but it seems like I'm seeing a lot of movement here in a very interesting direction, and it's causing me to, dare I say, feel just a crumb, just a little bit of hope. I don't know. I don't want to say anything too crazy, okay? But it does look kind of good, I think. It's very dangerous feeling. Very dangerous feeling.
That a lot of the reasons why the governor started talking about affordability is because Zoran was talking about affordability. I mean, I think if you would have asked
possible
me
no one
this
gets
time
50%.
year,
No,
what this campaign was going to be about, the mayoral
the
campaign.
whole point of
everybody would have probably said it's
the
going to be
whole point of ranked choice
The
voting.
reality is that the narrative changed, but it only changed because I believe that the Zoran campaign actually connected with what is really the worry of people's everyday lives. So certainly public safety is a concern, but affordability is a longer-term concern that cuts across all boroughs, all
Forecaster Harry Enton says, "Holy Toledo!" I'll read it in his voice. Regarding New York City mayor, I think it's notable how different Emerson is from the other nonpartisan polls out there, and how much weight the conventional wisdom is giving Emerson, i.e., a lot. Now, to be fair, Mayor's in Manhattan out of the field earlier. Still, quite the split. A lot of... Holy Toledo! A lot of folks were paying close attention to this race, and I haven't been really... We were very much thinking Mamdani was being underplayed by polling. See early voting pre-Emerson. But if Emerson is right, you can't say they heard it. I'd also point out the primary polling is really, really hard. The average presidential primary poll is off by like 9 points. Throw a municipal election and ranked choice voting. My goodness, it's tough. So kudos to the people putting their necks on the line. Are they panicking? Is it panic mode? Is it panic hands? Is it panic hand time? Mumdaniacs, rise up. Okay, this feed has got nothing. This feed's got nothing. What?
To the Trump administration and the hatred and the division that it spews. We are showing people that hope.
The mood is shifted inside of Andrew Cuomo's campus. Early ballots continue to come in for socialist hopefuls Zoran Mamdani. Sources tell the Post they are unsure Cuomo can make the gap with about a quarter of the vote left uncounted.
New York City, that a better day is possible, and today is the first of many.
This is old. It's from 638. What are you talking about?
Mamdani is endorsed by Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the Working Families Party. He is expected to show up here a little bit later in the night. It's going to be probably a late night here, but we will bring that to you as soon as he arrives. We're live for now in Long Island City, Queens.
White guys, rise up, dude.
All right, Allie, thank you.
Look
and
at
one
this.
of the things about ranked choice voting, some of the candidates have teamed up to sort of cross
Staten Island?
each other. That is the case at our next headquarters. Let's go out.
Staten Island? What is happening? 38% for Zoran Mamdani at Staten Island? He's trailing behind by fucking 2,000 points in Staten Island? What is going on? I don't understand. What is this? What does this mean? Is Staten Island Hamas? I thought like Brooklyn is definitely Hamas. You know what I mean? Staten Island maybe like, you know, Islamic Jihad, Palestinian Islamic Jihad Island, maybe. It's weird. It's weird how they're not Democrats, but dude, they're voting for a fucking brown Muslim socialist. He is the least likely candidate to come out of, like, I didn't think that would happen.
Let's check in now with our Dan Rivoli. He's standing by at the campaign party in Park Slope for Brad Lander. Lander, of course, cross-endorsed with Mamdani late in the campaign, so in some ways this is good news for them as well. Good evening, Dan.
Hey, good evening, Harold. The mood here is big, it's ebullient, and it's not because of the open bar. When I spoke to a Lander campaign official before the polls closed, they said they had two goals in this race: win the primary and prevent Andrew Cuomo from getting the Democratic nomination. And now, with the polls as they're counting the votes, they are really excited to see Mamdani.
If cops can fucking ride the libertarian logo If cops can be libertarian, they can be socialist too, maybe? I don't know. I mean, it literally doesn't make any sense. Adam Carlson calls it. Did I just get locked out of Twitter? What the fuck was this? Stick a fork in it. Zohran Mamdani will win the first round of the Democratic primary for New York City mayor. Zero path forward for Cuomo to make up that ground with RCV. A Muslim immigrant Democratic Socialist, the front runner. Okay, well, we'll see. Yeah, I didn't get logged out. It was the MX1 thing that was in the link that chatter sent. Check out the New York Times photo of the Cuomo watch party. Oh, brother.
And JC Polanco.
This lady, okay, I want to hear from her because she's always throwing daggers. This motherfucker too. This potato man right here. Let's see how they're feeling.
Effect on this race, do you think?
It took the press for the day, but beyond that, it was a campaign stunt.
It was a campaign stunt, no doubt. But let me tell you, Brad Lander went from who knows Brad Lander to being on national television last night. The whole world now knows who Brad Lander is. He's been on every national TV show ever. And considering that he cross-endorsed Assemblyman Mamdani, it bode well for the Assemblyman him having to get arrested. I'll tell you this,
81%
next
of votes
idea, maybe just get arrested. You may get some points.
So let's talk about the endorsements. So Mamdani got endorsed by AOC and Bernie Sanders. Did that help or hurt?
It definitely helped, no question about it. I think the mistake Mamdani made on that was not rolling it out as one of her.
Oh, this was previously recorded. Fuck. I want a real-time, immediate feedback from those guys. Oh. They were chirping earlier about how awesome the Islamophobic anti-Mamdani ads were. I want to know. I want to know what's up.
He's been beside me every step of my career. He believed in me before I was even elected and helped get me to where I am today. And so I'm excited. I'm disappointed he wasn't #1 tonight, but I'm excited to see what he wants to do next. And whatever that is, electoral politics or otherwise, I'm eager to play a part in it.
And seeing the polls leading up to Election Day and now seeing the results, what do you think it says about the electorate and what Democrats here in the city
Future
want
CBS
from their
owner
nominee?
David Ellson's been eyeing a role for Barry Weiss at CBS
Who are
News.
going to fix their problems. There is a huge housing
for
crisis.
60
There is a
minutes,
huge
I thought it couldn't
affordability
get
crisis.
worse.
There is a child care crisis. People can't afford to live in this city. People want action. They don't want solutions from people who caused these problems a decade or so more. They are demanding action. They want Congress to act. They want the federal
Don't show
government
me
to
that.
act. They want our
No,
state
stop. I don't
government to
want to
act.
even.
And
I
they
don't want to
certainly
even
want our
acknowledge
city
that.
government to act.
Motherfucker, stop. No, the 10 is too big. Okay, the 10 is too big. I don't want to
Or it
acknowledge
came
that
from
sort of
white
stuff.
voters, high income, high educated. Do you think that is still holding, or do you think the vote is reflecting a broader support than what the polls had indicated?
Zoran's working class support looks like it was dramatically underestimated by polling.
Places like that. I haven't had a chance to really see an update of numbers or see where things are, so I can't really speak to that. I'll just say that anyone who wants to be a successful mayor of New York has to build a coalition that covers the full spectrum of New York City. That's
Bro,
the
if your
recipe to
dumbass
success.
didn't miss your
That's
11
what we
p.m.
need to see
flight, you could have been at the
any
victory party with the
nominee
Cumboys.
who has
Dude,
a
I don't
shot
give a
of winning
fuck.
in November and then governing
Listen,
for the next 4 years,
listen.
particularly in this age of Trump.
This is a glorious day, no matter where I'm at in the world. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a shit if I'm not there. I'll be there tomorrow if I want to. I'll be there by the end of this week. This is for everybody. Okay, this is a W for everybody.
Months ago at Rochdale Village.
Also, I did say that I would move to New York for a little bit if Zohran Mamdani became the fucking mayor. Maybe the old Democratic establishment starts throwing their weight behind candidates their voters keep saying they don't want just an idea. Look at that. Look at that. The fucking the commentariat is coming in. The commentariat is now coming in. The reason why this race is important, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything crazy. But the reason why this race is important is because everybody fucking focused on the New York mayor. When Eric Adams won, people started fantasizing about him becoming the fucking next president, okay? The next presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. Obviously, that was laughable. He was dog shit, and we all knew that. But all the dog shit commentary people, not saying the Podjohns are, but like the Nate Silvers, the Nate Browns of the fucking world, were running around talking about how Eric Adams is going to be the next fucking president. That was what Matty Iglesias was saying. Okay, everybody is Everybody's paying attention to this race at a time when there is a very unique dynamic within the base of support for the Democratic Party and the Democratic establishment and their ineptitude becoming glaringly obvious. People are looking for a fucking fighter. Zohran Mamdani